Hello, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are on this journey. I'm excited to be back for a another live tarot pull with you guys. Out of my incense. I'm just gonna grab a new one here. I have our little turkey, or a new addition, our little mascot that has been running around like crazy, and I'm sure she'll make an appearance today. How are things going for 2026 so far, you guys? I feel like we've taken, it's interesting because when I was looking into this, I'm like, there's something that is like just around the corner. You remember when we had that Miami Mall incidents like January 1st or January 2nd? That was the same energy. And look at all these things that are happening with Venezuela. We also have a lot of corruption in, I believe, Minnesota. So lots of things going on, you guys. Happy New Year's, Poppy Cave. I had a bit of some free time this morning, so I thought I would jump on and do a tarot reading with you guys. Again, it was kind of a little bit last minute, so we'll see how many people are able to come by and chat today. But let's see here. We have a question I think that came in so far from Poppy, and you were curious about an inheritance. So yeah, we can look into that. I did pull some cards also looking at this Venezuela, the capture of their leader. I don't even think he was the so-called president. Well, he's labeled as their president, but I believe he was quite a corrupt leader. So that's something I'm going to be doing a video on, and I pulled some tarot on it as well. So we'll see if we have any time to talk about that today, but I also do want to do a video on that. So let's start with some questions and we'll go from there. Pop, oh, it's your birthday today. Well, happy life day, Poppy Cave. So let's see, Spirit, what can you share for Poppy Cave when it comes to the current situation with her dad passing? Hi, Beverly. Hi, Star. Hello, you guys. Yay, you guys were able to come and hang out. I'm excited. Let's see what we have when it comes to an energy of money coming in or inheritance coming in. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so interesting enough, my friend, we have that death card right in the center here. Now, when it comes to inheritance, money, finances coming together for you, it feels like it's going to be a little bit like it's not like an instantaneous thing. Okay, we do have the Wheel of Fortune in your current situation, Poppy, and this is beautiful because it is fortune, it is good luck, it's destiny, and that wheel is turning. There is a victory here and things kind of calming down on the financial forefront for you. But again, it feels like there just may be some potential delays or hiccups with this because my outcome is still the Four of Pentacles. So one thing I do want to say, again, your journey, but a lot of the times when we do get, let's say, money or significant money from an inheritance, etc., check in with your nervous system, because if you cannot hold that abundance, it often will slip through your hands very, very fast. And there's a need to hold on to your resources, hold on to your abundance here, okay? I'm just going to pull a couple more cards here. But overall, like, it does show a yes. However, it's interesting because I don't have like an immediate, like, this is going to happen in the next couple of weeks, okay? So I'm sure there's going to be some stuff that has to go through, things that have to go through the systems. But can I get a couple more cards when it comes to Poppy Cave and the energy of assets, inheritance? Can I just get one or two more cards for Poppy? Yeah, see, is there another female? Let me see here. Okay, your stepdad was living with your stepmother. Now, I'm just wondering because there's also this female that comes into the picture quite a bit here, and in the beginning, I'm like, okay, that's a representation of you, but this is also another female from what I see. Okay, so I'm not sure how the relationship is there, but again, when you look at a to get if they're married, if they're common law, for example, I mean, that would most likely pass down to some of her stuff. So it's like a bit of a yes and a bit of a no, lovely Poppy Cave. Okay, we have that tower burning. Okay, so we can see a little bit of some disruption with that whole situation. So I'll kind of leave that with you there. Again, you do have that Jupiter, that wheel of fortune. So there is good energy coming around for you, but I want you to also see it from a perspective as, don't wait for that good energy to live your life. Okay, really go within. There's that Four of Pentacles again. So I'm not sure if she's going to be guarding or holding on to some of the possessions. So there could be a little bit of some hiccups there. Okay. So much love to you. I'm wishing you a fabulous 2026 and a fabulous birthday. And my heart goes out to you with your loss. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh Jesus. Sorry, guys. My cat just ran into the wall pretty much. Oh geez. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have for you guys? Um Hello, Star. Yeah, much love to you, Poppy. I'm wishing you all the best. So try not to get too hung up or too fixated on like when this is going to happen. Just allow this to flow. But again, I don't get like a big fighting energy or conflict, but it feels like it's going to take a little bit of time to get things sorted out. Okay. Let's see here. Sorry, guys. I also have it is garbage day. I have our garbage truck going past. So hopefully it's not too loud. Hopefully you guys can hear. All right. So let's take a look at Star. I have a question. When and where am I going to meet my love of my life? All right. A love question. I just need to organize my cards. They ended up completely. Okay, I'm just going to use a different deck because this deck is not talking to me. All right, let's see. What do we have? Thank you, Zar. All right, I'm just going to pull here on your question, Star, when it comes to love and relationships. I'll wait for the truck to go by, but let's see, Spirit, what can you share for Star for love and relationships? What does this look like as we enter into 2026 for you? Wow, you have really good energy when it comes to getting out there, when it comes to mingling. Okay, look at this. I'm not sure if you're already getting out there and dating or going out on like dates or dinners and gatherings, but this is a really good energy because you very much have a probability of like coming together and meeting somebody. When it comes to this, look at this, the Empress, my friend. This is you being in your desirable energy. Okay, you've been alone for a long time. Okay, the past is the Death card, so that does make sense, but this is you, a sign then in this moment, you getting out there and meeting new people. Okay, so I really encourage you to get out there and explore. Maybe that is, joining certain groups, just going out there and doing things that you love to do, because this can very much come through. It's like the page, okay, sorry, or not the page, the Six of Cups in my present energy is a familiarity, okay? It's you being familiar with recognizing somebody that is coming in your life. Now, I don't know if you have any trips or any plans to travel for the next little while here, but I have my Chariot in my situation, and it is aspecting some really fast energy, which is my 8 days to 8 weeks, at the most like 8-month cards. But I encourage you to get out there and look around. That doesn't mean you have to go travel far and wide, but this is having that perspective that you are excited to mingle, you're excited to meet people, okay? Because there is a lot of energy coming out that shows like you very much have, the opportunity to meet somebody. And it does come up pretty soon for you, okay? I do have that really fast energy. The moon as well comes up, which is, I feel like, some subconscious fears, or like, what if this or what if that? It's kind of questioning things, but it's also the energy of the evening, right? So this is kind of like you could meet this person in the night, in the evening. So if you get that nudge or invitation to go out or go do something, I mean, just a perspective. I can't, you know, say go and do it, but you know what I mean? Feel in if it feels like right to you, because there is you getting out there to mingle. Okay, my friend? Yeah, we have little kitty assistant here. She's so sweet. She's a little bit of a turkey because she's just a kitten and all over the place. But I do have a lot of energy to show that you can very much meet somebody, okay, Star? And it looks like it's a really positive energy, okay? It's always nice to see a good energy, somebody that respects you, somebody that is sees you as the Empress, and that is a beautiful card to get. All right, so much love on that journey. All right, so Czar, let's see here. How does Arthur F feel now that I've stopped giving to him? He is non-expressive and I'm so tired. I gave up. Okay, Alicia. Oh wait, sorry, let me reread that. So how does Arthur feel now that you have stopped giving, energy or attention to him, but you feel tired that you gave up? So I'm not sure, like, are you feeling like kind of upset that you did withdraw you gave up? But let's see, what can you share, Spirit, when it comes to, oh, thank you, lovely lady. I appreciate you. What can you share, Spirit, for Alicia when it comes to, no, I'm tired of him. Okay, that makes more sense, girl. I was like, what? Don't touch that. You're going to burn yourself. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, what do we have, Spirit? Let me just get myself grounded here. What do we have, Spirit, for Alicia when it comes to Arthur? How does he feel now that you have stopped giving all of your attention to him? There is, look at this, there is a bit of like he does feel out in the cold, but at the same time, I mean, I don't feel like he really deserves your energy here, okay? Because look at this, you have that star, and there is Five of Wands, and this Five of Wands is sometimes conflict. It's competition, and there's a sense of like you're done. You put your boundaries. You're like, no, like when you're in a relationship, just consistently like giving, right? It's like you need that connection, you need that equal ground. So if he's not willing to give and also kind of show up for you, right, then that in alone is his answer. So I think what you did was the correct thing from my perspective, from what I'm seeing. And in some aspects, I feel like yes, there is he's out in the cold with this Five of Pentacles, but at the same time, I don't think there was truly a deep I don't know if care or desire anyway, but it's almost like, look at this, the Two of Swords is just sitting on that fence. So it's not like he was really fully invested with this Two of Swords anyway. So I think what I see too is like seems to be happening so much more with the energies, is like people that are on the fence, where it's like this is either we're moving together, we're growing together, we're expanding together. It doesn't mean there's there's no ups and downs. That's the whole point of this life experience, right? But it does show like a sense of your path is moving forward in a different direction, where you are going to be more compatible with somebody. And this is a happily ever after. This is a happy family. This is a emotional connection. So there is a little bit of, feeling out in the cold, but at the same time, that feeling out in the cold, like you said, could be a non-responsive, and he's just sitting on that fence anyway. So with what you choose to do. And what's so funny is like so many times too, when we withdraw our energy for somebody, we realize, oh, all of a sudden we disconnect, they come back, right? Because they feed off of your energy, right? It's almost like the energy vampires. So I will say from a perspective, if he ends up like trying to reach out or trying to connect again, I mean, it's your journey, my friend, but it feels like it's more of you have better things coming your way when it comes to relationships, when in terms of being in more alignment with you. Okay, so I guess I can say that. um, Let me just pull one or two cards for you with the momentum moving forward, because that Five of Wands also specifically looking at you, the same card came out. I was like, okay, the Five of Wands could be very much like conflicted energy, but this is competition, meaning like you do have other options. Okay. um, so I do think there is somebody else that will come in here, but I want to say it feels like a little bit of a slower energy, like the Knight of Pentacles in my situation is a slower card, okay? But there is a new start and a new Fool. So as you are living your life, just live your life, enjoy your journey, and this other person will come through. So even if you're struggling with like not struggling. I just want to say, like, if you are still feeling that cord, just being able to cut that cord from him, because it feels like more of a draining energy. All right. But I love you very much. I hope you have a fabulous 2026. And it looks like there's, yeah, look at that. The Fool still and the Strength. So you are moving into a period of new adventures, a new chapter. So be excited for that, okay? And the Strength is all about showing your inner resilience, because we can learn so much from these relationships. We truly can. They're just a mere reflection of us. So it showed you exactly what you want in a relationship, right? And what you're not willing to give up. So I like that. All right. So let's see. I'm going to scroll up here and see what else we have. Hello, Christina. Oh, I think we talked about you moving to France before. Will you have enough money to live in France? What's the energy of our lovely Christina moving to France or living in France? What can you share on the financial perspective? Living in France. Yeah, I do have really good energy. Even the star, this is a sense of renewal for you. So right now, see, it's interesting. I'm not sure if you're living in, you'll have to correct me, but I don't believe you're in France yet. But this is kind of one of your goals or something you want to aim towards. And right now in the present moment, we have the Hermit. So there's a sense of kind of going inwards, or, this hasn't fully manifested or happened just yet. But what's interesting is there are opportunities. You have the Page of Pentacles in the situation, which is opportunities and good news that can come towards you when it comes to finances, very much a financial card. And we even have the Page of Cups with the Sun and the King of Wands. So I'm not sure if you're in a relationship, but this could be very much a connection or an opportunity with a specific, even male figure as well. So that could be in relations to like a work or certain like opportunity that can bring you abundance to make that transition and move. Or could even just be, when I see this is like a like cups is an emotional energy. Ooh, I just touched it. I went to grab for something and I touched the the incense. Ouch, don't touch your nose with that. That would burn. So, sorry, I was going to close the window 1 second, guys. There's so much interesting chaos this morning, guys. How are you guys feeling with the energies? It feels like one thing after another. I'm going to close this. Okay. Let's see if you guys can hear me a bit better now. All right. So sorry, to go back to your question, lovely lady, when it comes to you moving and having enough money or abundance to live in France, I do get a yes, but it's not exactly quite there yet, if that makes sense, okay? So let's see here. You said you're still in England. There's no mail. You're 76, no property to sell. You remember. Okay. Yes, I remember chatting with you a little bit about France, okay? So there is possibilities for you to make that transition and move, okay? I don't necessarily see it right at the moment just because we have the Hermit in the present, so this is not really a big card of action, but there could be a big opportunity, or I want to say a smaller opportunity that presents itself with this page that turns into a lot of good energy and a lot of abundance. And there's you moving forward with your dreams, with your goals, with like vitality. So there is a big yes to that, lovely lady, okay? But it's just being able to center yourself as well. I know things are really tough on the whole financial forefront right now with so many different things, but there are big shifts happening underneath the systems, okay? And we even have that star, which is a big sense of healing and renewal for you. So overall, I do think that you can move forward with this at some point in your near future. 2026, let me just pull one or two more cards. What's the energy of this is 2026, Spirit, for Christina? 2026 for living in France. It may be a little bit longer than that. If it is, it's like we're looking at maybe towards the end as well, because we still have that moon card, and there's a little bit of a heartbreak with you, like you would probably want to move there sooner, right? However, there's that strength and there's that stability. So it does seem like something that does come out in your energy if this is one of your goals and wanting to move forward, okay? However, centering yourself right now, I feel like there's other things that may be of greater importance on your journey with that. So just taking care of your inner world, okay, at this moment. But it's very much a possibility for you. All right, so let's see. Hello. Could I do a check on Carney with the recent Venezuela event? I wonder if there's a ripple effect. Okay, you know what's interesting? I was going to as well. I'm gonna try to film, if I have time today, a video on the Venezuela event. I was looking into that in meditation last night, and I was pulling some cards as well before I came on. However, let's see, because you said, can I do a check on Carney? Because I do think that there could be, in the short term, a bit of a hiccup when we look at Trump. I think it goes very deeper than this, but when we look at Trump also with Venezuela, right, and the oil, I mean, he's always been a big oil guy. There's more to it than that, and it's a big stage. Like, did you guys see the actual pictures where you have like that leader like thumbs up with the DEA? Like, what, everything, it looks like, it literally in the background looks like a movie set. Like, it's just crazy. Unless that video or that picture I seen was AI, but I don't think so. So anyway, I will be doing a video on that. But let's see here. You say, can I do a check to see if there's a ripple effect with Carney? Okay, what can you share for the energy of Carney and Canada? What can you share, Spirit? One thing I will say is when I pulled on that, though, the current situation was the star, and I do think that this could go in a couple different directions, but the star is a sense of healing. So it is a situation. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is actually really big, and I think I will also try to include this into my other, will I? I'll have to see. I'll see if I can try to include this also into my video, my friend. But look at, Carney came out as the Eight of Cups with the situation, a worldwide event that is absolutely affecting, again, Canada and Carney. This could be even one step closer to having him ushered out as well, a switch within this old paradigm, okay? That Eight of Cups is huge because it shows, especially with the symbolism of looking at the coffin, right? We have that coffin energy. I mean, we've all looked at Mark Carney and his record as well. Like, look at, you know, the chaos and corruption that he created in the UK, right? And here he is in Canada. I'm actually quite shocked to see him still around, but I guess with this specific event, it looks like it's like that one step closer to, again, a change, a taking down. You know what's really interesting too is it brings me back to female leadership, and I think I talked about this, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Isabella also brought that up with a female leader within Canada. I could be wrong, let me know. But look at this. We have Mark Carney is being ushered out, walking away because of this worldwide event, and we have a shift in new resources, new abundance, new stability. So this is actually quite big. Thank you for asking that question. I love you very much. And I probably will try to include this again or do an update with Canada or Carney specifically in a bigger video for you guys, okay? At the end of the day, I have the Eight of Pentacles. Now, I do think there will be potentially a few challenges because what is aspecting this Eight of Pentacles is the Four. And yeah, absolutely. It could represent nurturing, caring energy too. But the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Cups shows a bit of a tough energy. So again, if it will show us needing, like Canada potentially needing to calibrate with other potential nations or countries as well, because I think Trump was all into Keystone, right? Which is he's that big oil. He really wanted the oil reserves, and Venezuela has a lot more than Canada, from my understanding. So I think it is going to hit Canada, but it's going to hit Carney as well. And it's going to really assist with ushering him out and a change. Again, the whole thing, the bigger thing underneath it all, as well as looking at as like these grids of the corruption, this old paradigm, the old guards are being ushered out, because I also have that Hermit there too. So very interesting. So I'll definitely look into that a little bit deeper and hopefully post a video very soon for you guys on that. I'm hoping I can do one today, but I have a few things to take care of as well. So in the longer term, this has a really positive energy, you guys, okay? It may be a little bit of a shakeup to wake more people up, but in the long term, I actually have a positive energy with we got the zoomies going on here again. With the whole situation, okay? Just the takedown of the corrupt, like of an individual, is so small in comparison to what's happening energetically to the collective. So let's see here. Let me scroll up. So TBS, hello. You are wondering if you're wondering about moving to Alberta. You said healing is slow, jobs are harsh, and your job is a good one in Ontario. You're in your 50s and you're concerned about Alberta becoming a country before we can move. Okay. If you also are curious, I mean, I'm more than happy to help you guys out looking at specifics with your energy, your blueprint on numerology or astrology, specifically like Chinese astrology. So if that's something you guys are interested in, send me an email. I'm not sure how fast I'll be able to get back to you right at the moment, but you can always send me also your date of birth and specific areas that you're interested in, and I can do a bit of a yay or a nay based off that energy. But what can we share for our friend today when it comes to moving to Alberta? I want to say Sean for some reason. I don't know why I'm wanting to say the name Sean, but TBS, what can you share about you moving to Alberta? Or sorry, not moving to Alberta, no, oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I'm going to reshuffle because moving to Alberta. Okay, you're in Ontario. So what can you share about moving to Alberta for our friend? My goodness, you guys. I'm sorry. I feel a little bit more scattered today. So I feel like maybe it is my little zoomy kitty. I might have to put her in the other room when I'm doing these lives because it's a little bit of a distraction. So let's see, Spirit. What can you share for our friend when it comes to moving from Ontario to Alberta? Is that in is best and highest good? It is supportive. Yes, I do get a supportive energy from this. And again, if you at all wanted to send me your date of birth and want me to look into more specifics with that, I can absolutely do that. But we have currently the energy of like being in the cold, and then we have that hermit. And before in your placement, before I reshuffled, I also had the Seven of Cups, which is like a kind of a confusion. You're in that in between state. Now, you like you said, you do have a job that is decent out in Ontario, but you're concerned about some of the other things that are happening on the political scale. And there are going to be a lot of changes from what I can say. But the outcome does show a positive energy. This is deciding, making that choice to move forward. I have also the Nine of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So I feel like with that move specifically, it does support your energy if you are wanting to explore that a little bit more, okay, my friend? Um, yeah, let's see here. I just wanted to see if you commented anything from there. But I mean, if you're concerned also, I did see in the past the energy of Alberta becoming potentially connected to a bigger aspect of potentially, when we look at the North American Union. But based off of the cards at this moment, it does look like it is a positive energy for you to consider. Let me just pull one or two more cards. I would say I would think about it because I think it can be supportive. We have that we have the sun, which also really connects to that Ace of Cups that you had. So it does have a good energy still again, but I wouldn't recommend like rushing to a decision about moving over there. A lot of it too is with your work. We have that devil energy, and devil is my Capricorn, my work energy too. So it's about being strategic with this, is what I'm being shown. I mean, if you don't have anything planned when it comes to work or agreements moving, I would not recommend just getting up and moving. But it does look like if you're wanting to explore this as an option, it has a big supportive energy for the most part. Okay. But again, not to move impulsively. Again, you guys, 2026 with the fire horse is going to be impulsive. So it's best to make sure you're grounding yourself before you make any big decisions. All right. You were wondering if you have to move. Yeah, sooner than later. Based off of this, I do not get, a get up and move in the next couple weeks. I do get if you need some more time to really, let me pull a few more cards. Yeah. I wouldn't recommend just getting up and moving over the next like month, okay? I think this is something for you to start exploring and to go. I don't know if you've been out to Alberta to go explore, because again, it does have quite cold winters, so I'm not sure how you are with the cold. But it does look like it's something. We have the King of Pentacles. So for you, when it comes to also a grounded energy with your finances, a grounded energy with your income, with your job, looking at securing that in other options, like applying in Alberta, for example, right? I feel like Ontario, yeah, may become a police state. I do see that as well, which is why I feel like at some point you may be guided to move, okay? And I do think Alberta has a decent energy for you based off of what we're looking at this time. But I also don't think you need to rush it. Okay, my friend. So, look, there is another yes and a confirmation. So I do think it is something to absolutely explore, because Ontario can become a little bit of I feel like a challenging province in the near future. Okay, it won't be forever, but again, it's going to be through the transitions for the next little while here. Okay, so much love to you on that journey. And yeah, for sure, check out Alberta and see what opportunities you have there. And on top of that, you can get from what I am aware of, because I looked at Alberta quite a few years ago. And you can get a pretty decent place out there for much cheaper than I know Ontario. So, absolutely. All right, so let's see here. We have Army Wife. Your mother-in-law needs to move in with you guys from Alabama. Should you guys buy a new house with an in-law suite or build one into the current house? Okay. For this question, I'm gonna look, Spirit. What can you share for Army Wife when it comes to your mother-in-law moving in with you guys? Let's look at, I'm going to pull a couple cards on the energy of you guys building onto your current house. What does this look like, you guys building onto your current house for your mother-in-law? And then I'll look at you guys buying a new place. Okay. It's possibility when it comes to you guys building on to your current place, but I think it is going to, I feel like it's going to cost more than you guys anticipate, okay? It's something to really evaluate. So I'm going to actually pull, before I talk more on that, I'm going to pull on the energy of you guys looking at buying a place, and then we'll compare the two. What is the energy of you guys buying a place when it comes to having a in-law suite for your mother-in-law? What's the best direction moving forward for Army Wife and the family? Moving into a new place. I have a much better energy for you guys looking at your options when it comes to moving into a new place, okay? Not to say you can't add on and build like an addition to your house. I think if that's what, you guys would like to do, that's still a possibility. I have my Ace of Swords with the outcome. So that is my yes card. However, it's aspected like the Ten of Swords and some heavier energy. So I really think that if you guys decide to build on for your mother-in-law, it's just going to be more of a headache is what it feels like. Now, when it comes to looking at purchasing a new place that has something that is, more built in a mother suite, you guys are good to go. It feels like a good direction and a good energy. It feels like you guys are starting a new chapter with this. And my current energy is the World, which is like starting a new cycle, starting a new chapter within where we're headed collectively. It feels like a new start for everybody. And then we have the Ace of Cups, which is a really good moving forward with a victory. Now, I'm not sure if somebody's sitting on the fence about buying a new place, if this is maybe like your partner, but this is you guys weighing out your options. So again, I don't want to say just take my word for it and go buy a new place, but definitely look into maybe getting some quotes and some ideas of like, what is it going to cost in order to build that extension? Or are you guys looking to start forward for a new journey, right? Because I have a good yes for you. I really do. It feels like a fresh start for everyone, and I really like the energy. It feels light, okay? So based off of this, I'm going with the probability of you guys moving into a new place that has a like a mother-in-law suite for you guys already set up and good to go. And on top of that, back of the deck is also the Sun, okay? I know some people sometimes dread moving. Maybe it's just me, but it's kind of a new adventure. You're able to redo, you're able to like start fresh. And I do like that energy as well. Okay. All right. So much love to you guys on that journey. Let me see. I'm just going to scroll up here. Yes, we definitely have to be careful about everything being posted on social media. I definitely agree. Okay, I'm gonna scroll. Oh my goodness, what in the world are you doing? Oh my goodness. Pulling the whole laptop down, you guys. What are you doing? My goodness. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go with a question again. Sorry if I've missed anyone's question, but I'm going to take a look at autumn. I think I've missed autumn here. We have Happy New Year. Can I tell you what your romantic chances are in the next following weeks? You have a feeling you're going to meet someone kind, loving, and you're wondering if you're being delulu. No, do not wonder about being delulu because also, my friend, when we look at okay, where do I want to go with this? When we look at these so-called veils, right? Our intuition, our inner knowings are starting to come online even more and more right now. And I've had this so many times where all of a sudden there's just a split second of knowing. And I've had this happen so many times in my life. I haven't figured out how to exactly control it yet, but it's like bam, a download, right? Something comes in and it's not out of ego. It's just like you know something with every fiber of your being that this is how it is. It's almost like you're just seeing it. And I feel like that's what you're getting. You're like, yeah, this is somebody coming in. You just know that within your entire being. So let's see what the tarot can say for you, lovely lady, when it comes to the energy of meeting somebody over the next like couple weeks to couple months. What do we have? Yeah, so look at this. We have the Ace of Cups coming out, which is, guess what? A new beginning in love and romance. So there is a little bit of, I feel like, unresolved stuff that is being surfaced for you, okay? And when we look at that, it's just like bringing awareness to it and not attaching to any past things. Like, sometimes if we've been in a rough relationship or whatever it is and we've been hurt, sometimes we carry that forward into other relationships. Like, oh, is this person going to do the same thing, right? You're assuming, you're expecting this person's going to be like your last person, and that's not the case. So I don't see that with you. I'm just saying there is a little bit of, with this Five of Cups, a little bit of unresolved stuff that might surface. But it's interesting because you said over the next few weeks, and I have my Three of Wands, which is that 3 week to 3 month energy. And we also have the Chariot too, which is moving forward with something good, something stable in your life when it relates to love. So yes, I do have a confirmation. So don't doubt that knowing, okay? Don't doubt that knowing. So much love to you guys and to you on your journey. All right, let's see what else we have here. Cass, you were looking to see if I could look into Ethereum for 2026. What's the overall energy spirit for Ethereum 2026? As always, guys, not financial advice. What can you share? What is the momentum for Ethereum moving forward this year? Ooh, guys, Ethereum is the 10 of Pentacles. End the world. I think it's going to do some pretty big stuff this year. Holy crow. I have nothing but good news, honestly. Again, not financial advice, but if this is something, if you guys are interested in investing or interested in like crypto, I do have a really solid energy. We have looking at investments paying off with the world, and the outcome is like, if it has been, again, I haven't been paying a whole lot of attention to the market lately, and I haven't looked into it. But we have more of a stable energy, and we have the Magician, and we have the Knight of Swords. So this is a energy, I feel like it's going to increase. It is going to have a pretty solid energy as we enter into 2026 and even moving forward. So really fabulous. And back of the deck is the 10 of Cups. So if you guys have invested in that, I do see it increasing in 2026 and becoming very stable, okay? So a big, amazing energy for Ethereum. All right. Let's see here. Beverly. All right, Beverly, did I look at yours? I don't know if I did. You said your brother was arrested. There was a bizarre situation. He was released without charge. Um, was freezing developed a bad flu afterwards? Sorry, I'm not sure if I understand your message, lovely lady. So does he have a case or just walk away? I'm not sure if you're looking at you developing like a bad flu afterwards have anything to do with that. You know what, lovely lady, if you can let me know if a little bit more on that because I'm not sure I'm fully understanding. If I can look at the energy of your brother being arrested in the situation but was released without being charged. What's the energy? Does he have a case like in order to go back and try to hold people accountable for them charging him? Does he have a case? Let me just pull on does he have a case? Um I feel like he could. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if I'm understanding the question correctly, but again, if you are still here and you want to type that, my friend, then let me know, okay? But we do have that Five of Swords, so this is that corruption and um, him being held and there was definitely something that went through that wasn't like done in its proper sequence, if that makes sense. It's almost like, you know how there's some corruptions in our law system, the legal system, the justice system, and we have the judgment aspecting the star and the Ace of Wands. So with the question, does he have a case? I do think he could have a case with this, but I also don't know if I'm fully understanding the question to its full extent, my friend, with your message about the flu, okay? So I'll leave you with that, but yes, I do think there's a possibility he can have a case if he's wanting to go after that situation, okay? So much love to you guys. Oh, thank you so much. All right, so let's see. I have about 15 minutes left, you guys. Let's see. Thank you for the new subscription. I love you guys. You guys are sweet. Okay, I'm gonna scroll a little bit down and see what questions we have. Yeah, state of bliss. Thank you, lovely lady. And ascending butterfly. Happy New Year's to everyone. So how it works is like I try to come on when I can. I mean, I'm just doing open floor for tarot readings, but yes, if there's donations, they do get priority. But usually I can get to a majority of the questions. So let's see here. State or universal butterfly, did you have a question? I'm not sure if you gave me your question, but if you do, feel free to put one in there and I'm more than happy to pull some cards for you. Let's see here. Oh, a general reading. General reading. Okay. What do we have for the ascending universal butterfly for a general read? Now, just take note, you guys, sometimes the general reads are more general. Okay, so if you guys are looking at more like financial questions or love questions, then do let me know. I feel like it's a big year for you, like when it comes to your spiritual expansion, okay? Because when we look at when I look at this energy, you have the hermit in the past. So I'm not sure if you've been like in hermit mode, but this is also your inner knowing, your wisdoms, your online downloads that are really starting to anchor in. And we have the outcome as the Hierophant with the Three of Wands. So this is a lot of expansion. And I feel like you're almost getting like this increased amount of just downloads and awareness. And I feel like you're just going to learn how to like juggle that a little bit because we have that Two of Pentacles. Now, if we're looking at in terms of, moving forward with finances and careers and abundance, for example, I do think there is like you stepping into more like authority, more roles. So you'll have to let me know, like, if you have more like of a specific, um, perspective or like direction you want me to go in, but there's a lot of beautiful energy about you manifesting here. So yeah, it's spiritual expansion. So it's almost like you are using your knowledge, you're using your resources when it comes to like the past. See, I love this. So again, the past is that hermit, you planting those seeds. And when you're doing that inner work, your spiritual expansion is going to flourish here. So it feels like that's a big theme for you as you move forward in 2026. Not saying, with careers, etc., is not going to be a focus, but this is a big focus for you. A lot of spiritual energy coming out. What I do want to say is like, with the emperor in the present moment, though, yeah, you've done a lot of inner work, and that's what the past shows. Lyra, oh my goodness. So the past shows you doing a lot of that inner work, right? And when you do that inner work, when you go in, when you enter into a state of just silence and allowing that to flow, you're going to see a lot of big energy coming out. The only thing I want to say is like, try not to be so rigid with yourself, okay? Because the emperor in this current energy is like, sometimes it's like, no, this is the way I want to do it. Be open and be flexible with how you move forward with your day, with your intuition. I mean, so many people think that they need to just be in meditation to connect with spirit, right? But we are connecting with spirit whether we're meditating or connecting in that deeper state or whether we're washing the dishes. So if you move through your life as everything is flowing through you, everything is connected within spirit, within life, you're going to navigate that quite a bit. So feels like a big year for spiritual expansion for you because you have been doing a lot of that inner work, and you're going to start to notice you're going to start to notice things really come to flourish. And what I will say, one last thing too, sometimes there's going to be, I don't know if this is like relationships, because the only thing is I do have my 5 of Wands here. So I feel like with this is you saying no to certain people in your life, okay? And sometimes that's a little uncomfortable, right? That could be very close friends. And I'm noticing that so much, you guys, where people that have connected with people for years, either romantic relationships or friendships or families, they are going into 2 different directions. So what I just want to say is don't resist. If something is trying to leave you, allow that to flow through, right? Because it's showing just a little bit of wanting to be that stubborn, like, no, I want it to flow this way. Allow it to flow. Like, see yourself in that river on your back floating and not trying to like fight the current, I guess. Okay. So yeah, I love that. You have done that and cut them out. So that's what's probably, that makes sense then. And that's why we have the 3 of Wands in the outer expansion, like in my outcome, because you have cut that off. You have decided this is how you're moving forward with your journey. And when you are in that resonance, you're going to start to notice new people, new energies, new opportunities coming towards you. Okay. So much love to you on your journey. And yeah, I'm excited for you. Look at that. See, there's that 5 of Wands again. You have let go. Look at a new perspectives. Being open to new perspectives as well doesn't mean you have to take everything to the grave with you. But there are new romantic energies forming within every single aspect of your life, okay? It's a new beginning on all 4 fronts. So that's beautiful. Yay. All right. So let's see if we can get a few more questions in. Yeah. Okay. Army wife. We moved a while ago. It looks like we move again in our 60s. Would lucky 13. Okay, sorry. Would be lucky number 13. I do love the house. Okay. So that's what I mean. Like when I looked into you guys living where you're at, if you guys love where you're at, it's not saying that you have to move, right? Based off the current energy, I do think you guys moving again is very supportive, but I also had my Ace of Swords in my outcome. So if you guys are really happy and it feels right for you guys to stay, and no, something, sorry to squirrel off you guys, but regardless of what I say or what somebody else says, like so many people take to the grave what psychic mediums or tarot readers say. And I have to say, I've done this myself. So I've had to like learn to discern and say, maybe what I'm saying isn't going to resonate with you, and that's okay. You can take that and put it on the shelf. So with you guys moving, again, the tarot does really support you guys moving, but it does support you guys staying with the Ace of Swords. It says, yes, you guys can do this. So I think the best case would be look at some, I would say like quotes and stuff that is going to really form a bigger perspective or idea with you guys adding on to your home. If you think, okay, we want to stay, you decide that that's the best for you and your family, look at the quotes, because I just feel like it may be a bit more of a headache to add on to the home. But again, moving is not always the easiest process either, right? You got to sell your house, you got to get a new one, you have to move everything. But it does support either or. I just think that you guys adding on may just have a few unexpected things that come up, okay, if that makes sense. All right, but the number 13, well, 3 and 1 is a 4. So 4 is about stability, is about structure. So that's probably why you really gravitate towards that number, right? 3 is all about the connection you have with you and your family, and the 1 is looking at that masculine energy. But together, it really represents a stability, like a home that has a lot of stable energy. So it makes sense that you like that number. All right. So let's see if I could get one more question in for you guys. I think glamorous lioness, you would like to ask a question. Thank you for your love, my friend. Let's see here. Mm. Oh, no worries, Beverly. I did somewhat answer your question, but I think I was a little bit confused on, because you were asking about a flu or a bug as well, along with your brother being arrested and then released. So I think what I can conclude for you if you're here is, what I got is, if he does want to move forward, it looks like he could have some form of a case if he's wanting to go after them. But this is the year of justice and accountability. It's not really the year to just sit in the backgrounds and hope things, right, kind of come out. They took him from his home without a jacket, so he got a cold, and the police were nice to him. Okay. I'm just gonna scroll up. Glamorous lion. Let's see here. I'm just trying to find your question. Okay, it says you would like to ask 2 questions. I wonder if you know what there are. I'm not sure what your question is, lovely, my friend. If you wanted to just rewrite your question, I'm gonna scroll up and see if you posted that somewhere else. I'm not sure I see it, my friend. Oh, about your soulmate. And second, about your health. Okay. Are you currently looking to see if there's a soulmate energy coming in? What do we have for glamorous lioness? Is there a soulmate coming in for you? Is that your question, my friend? Okay, you've been healing 8 years and you're single. Okay, let's see. What can you share, Spirit, when it comes to a soulmate or relationship coming in? What do we have for you, my friend? Look at this, Ace of Cups. Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. Holy crap, girl. Okay. This is quite incredible. You have the Ace of Cups in my situation, the Ace of Wands aspecting the Lovers, and on the back of the deck, you also have the Two of Cups. Underneath that is single, okay? So when we look at this, there is a little bit of inner conflict that surrounds this, but this has a very high probability. Again, there could be a very like fiery energy that's coming in. I have the King of Wands and the Emperor, and this is a very stable and well, the Emperor is a very stable energy, okay? So this is somebody coming forward with like knowing what they want and they're not gonna play games. So I don't get an energy of like playing games or you know what I mean? It's like you, I feel like have done a lot of your inner work. Like you said here, you've been healing for quite a while for the last like say 8 years here, and you're just wondering like, what's the next chapter? And I want to, there's sorry I'm veering off a little bit, you guys, but I feel like in this new age where there's so many coaches and teachers, etc., it's like a lot of people sometimes get stuck in this trap or this loop of they have to consistently heal themselves. Like, oh, I can't do this until I heal this. I can't do this until I heal that. It's like bring yourself. Yes, I do think healing and doing our inner work is very important, but don't get stuck in that loop where you're consistently having to heal yourself. Okay. I think that's a really key point to say. And I think you're more than ready to step forward and look at opportunities when it comes to love. And it very, very, very strongly comes out here. Okay. Um, yeah. Okay. So there was abuse all your life. Okay. So that's what I mean. Like when now that you have brought awareness, you've healed that, you are able to enter into a relationship that is aligned. So you have a lot of good energy to show that this has a huge probability of happening for you. But I think where this conflict is just stepping a little bit outside of your comfort zone. Okay. And again, not always having that assumption that this next relationship is going to mean you being abused, right? Make sure you have healed that, but don't feel like you need to get stuck on that loop for ages and ages and ages. Okay. I can't tell you when you're ready. That's your journey. I can just share based off of this. You're ready. Okay. And it looks like there is a really good energy coming in here. Okay. I have a big yes to this. And this looks like it could be, I mean, I know you guys always like to hear timing, and timing can be a little bit finicky with tarot because there's a lot of moving parts involved. And like I said, like it's not that we're reading the future, we're looking at probabilities based off the current energy. So this does give me a big like spring, more summer energy, like June, like Gemini. I'm a big Gemini. So we have that June, which is a Gemini energy. And again, I just see so much flourishing. Like, look at that Two of Cups. There's flourishing energy in the background. And underneath that, we have, oh, this is beautiful. You have so much beautiful energy here. So I'm excited. I'm going to say that. I see a romantic energy coming in, and this is soulmate, literally soulmate energy here for you. I do see it happening for you this year, okay? Could be more towards the summer or mid-year. But again, don't attach to that date. So much love to you on that journey, Glamorous Linus. I love that name too. All right. I think I will end on Janice. You said, is JJ your divine partner? What can we get for our lovely friend Janice when it comes to JJ being your divine partner? What can you share, Spirit? I think that this relationship has very important meanings, okay? It does have, I gotta say, I don't necessarily get my big like soulmate energy or my just or not justice, the wheel of fortune, which is that divine fated energy. But this relationship, look at the judgment. This is a big synchronicity or a big message to say like this has huge impacts on your journey, and it's really helping you dig deeper inside of yourself to really look at, because again, so many of us, again, relationships and soulmates and all of that, Yes, this is a fabulous thing to be able to share our life with another person, but it's like not approaching it from a perspective of like that other person needs to complete me. Like, come on, where's my soulmate? Right? It's seeing it more as like this relationship for you, lovely lady, is really going to teach you more about your inner reflections in your mirror of potentially past things that have been shaken up. So I'm not sure if there's been some like realizations that you've really had throughout this connection with JJ. But it is a very important partnership that is playing out in your journey. Okay. So let's see here. Well, it's interesting that you say that because you're like, okay, so is there a true soulmate coming in? I do have the potential of someone else rushing in, but I'm gonna say with that rushing in, don't just take like every it's like you will recognize that soul on a deeper level if that makes sense. And the current relationship that JJ is bringing something out, like awareness out with inside of yourself. Let me pull just a couple cards on. Yeah, and there's my justice. It's a very important relationship from what I see, okay? But I don't necessarily get it's a big soulmate energy. I don't have any of my soulmate energy coming out. So what can I share about spirit? What can you share for Janice when it comes to true soulmate energy coming in? Is that something that's coming in for it? See, that's so crazy. Isn't that crazy when you get like the same cards coming in? I mean, yes, but also there is a big message that again, I keep getting that coming out. So there's that judgment, okay? That judgment, it is a bigger awareness that's unfolding inside of yourself when it comes to relationships, okay? The hermit. And we have the sun and we have you going out and connecting with new individuals, with other people here, which is going to be fabulous because there's a beautiful like communications that comes out that you can grow and expand on. Okay. Oh, you guys are so sweet. I love you guys. I'm just sharing a perspective with you guys, right? So when we look at this energy of a soulmate coming in, again, I keep going back to this. Like, don't feel like this soulmate needs to come in and to complete you. Okay. So, absolutely, you have this energy. Again, it's more of the way I keep getting it from the cards for you, my friend, is like the connections with your relationships are actually awakening a deeper understanding of who you truly are. And that's what's really important because when you fully have those realizations and you click and you connect, then yes, then there's that someone else coming in, right? So yeah, I see you going out there. I see you mingling. I see you meeting amazing people here, but just don't feel like you're not complete without this other soulmate. Okay. That's what I really want to say. That's what keeps coming out here. So I'll leave you with that. I'm sending you so much love. I appreciate you guys as always. I do have to wrap up here just because I have a couple sessions that I have right after this, or I would stay with you guys and continue to answer a few more questions, but I will do my best to be back for another live soon. I wanted to thank you for joining me on this journey and these tarot chats. As always, I love you guys and I'm wishing you guys all an abundant, happy, successful, and very expansive 2026. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.